Yeah.
You know, let me explain something. Y'all,
Yeah.
if y'all watch my page, I had a breakdown from that camp.
Yeah.
And me and Tank haven't seen each other since camp. When I left, everybody thought I was bad. I wasn't bad. I was just, you know, just it's over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was going through court at the same time.
Yes, I was going to say something like, yeah.
I was going through court.
Yes.
And he won, I won.
That's right.
So,
Alhamdulillah.
I haven't seen him just to give him a hug.
Coach Calvin Ford has spoken openly about the difficult circumstances that led to his split with Gervonta Davis. According to Ford, the decision was not caused by anger or personal bitterness, but by a series of situations that eventually changed their relationship. His emotional comments make it clear that his connection with Davis goes much deeper than boxing. Their bond was built over many years, which makes the separation even more painful for Ford. Before explaining what happened from his side, Ford made it clear that their long history together is an important part of understanding why things reached this point.
That I have a relationship with him when he was a kid and whatnot. He could go any coach in the world that he wanted to go to, but he chose to come with us.
Addressing the latest rumors about Gervonta Davis's training camp, Kenny Ellis is taking a calm and respectful approach. He makes it clear that the final decision is entirely up to Davis and that he has no intention of interfering. Ellis also says his respect and support for the longtime champion will not change, no matter where Davis decides to train moving forward.
Obviously some rumors circulating that Tank working with Jose Benavidez.
Yeah, I heard it, you know. I'm not sure if it's true, but if it is, then he's a grown man, got a right to do what he wants, you know. Whatever he decides to do, I told you before, I support him. You know, no love lost. Been on him since he was 7. You know, great guy, man.
Looking at the situation from a different perspective, Bannon believes the tension around Gervonta Davis's team cannot be pinned on one person. He argues that the real issue may involve several people within the camp, with internal information allegedly being leaked and creating distractions behind the scenes. According to Bannon, these leaks have added unnecessary pressure and made an already complicated situation even more difficult.
Not all on Coach Calvin, it's not all on Coach Kenny, and it's not all on Gervonta Davis. I have been paying attention to that camp for a while. I know people in that camp. I know people around that camp. And I can tell you without a doubt that the major issue with Gervonta Davis and that particular camp was the fact that there's so many paid snitches in his camp.
Bannon adds that Davis reportedly became more frustrated as private information continued reaching the public before he was ready for it to be shared. He believes that growing concern eventually affected the way people close to Davis approached media appearances, with more attention being placed on protecting the camp's private business and keeping internal matters out of the spotlight.
And this was a couple years ago. I remember when Gervonta started getting upset with it, and he started blocking people and getting mad about stuff, and he started telling Kenny and Calvin, you know, that basically not to be announcing things, not to say things about who he's going to fight next or what he's going to do next, because Gervonta started getting irritated about that. I also know that Calvin Ford stopped talking to the media for a long period of time. Kenny Ellis stopped talking to the media about Gervonta in that way because they were appeasing Gervonta and Gervonta's desire to have that information kept in-house, right?
As the discussion continues, one boxing analyst points to Davis's own public comments for more insight into what happened. The analyst believes Davis's frustration was less about doubting his coach's skills and more about the two sides developing different priorities. From that viewpoint, Davis's remarks provided new context about how the relationship changed and added even more fuel to the debate over what really caused the separation.
Tell all that Rise podcast-ish and even the way Kenny posts, they forgetting the reason to be in it, right? And Gervonta Davis' response was, the reason why I won't be around them anymore, right? So he's basically saying, you know, they are trying to claim the limelight, things of that nature, and that's the reason why Gervonta Davis is saying that he's not going to be around them anymore.
There was one before. Want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so post that Calvin and Kenny are worse trainers than Bill Haney. Tank responded, no, they're not. They just in it for the wrong reason now. They want to be famous.
Yeah, and that's what it's all insinuating. Then Truck came behind that and said, I mean, he not lying today. I'm assuming he's talking about Tank. The response was, is that...
However, Fannin believes there was a key turning point in the relationship between Davis and his longtime coaches. He says their priorities slowly began to move in different directions, leading to growing frustration and tension inside the camp. In Fannin's view, these deeper issues may explain the situation far better than many of the rumors and stories that have emerged publicly.
What Coach Calvin said on the Rise podcast, shout out to Rise podcast, was that Gervonta was mad at him, got mad at them when they started training Krishan Rock. I don't even know how to describe what Krishan Rock is. Social media star, used to date Blueface, real pretty girl, got into boxing, and now, you know, she's Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny are training her. So Coach Calvin said that Gervonta was thinking that they were caring more about their fame and getting their name out there and growing their brand than they were focused on Gervonta and training.
Addressing the growing speculation, Kenny Ellis says it is too early to draw any firm conclusions about Davis's training situation. He points out that Davis and Calvin Ford are still communicating directly, suggesting there may be more happening behind the scenes than the public knows. Ellis also urges people not to put too much weight on the rumors until the full situation becomes clearer.
I can't answer that. They saying why Benavidez. Tank and Calvin talk, man. Tank will come and Tank and Calvin got a relationship. He'll come to Calvin and say this is what it is. You know what I mean? So all that stuff on the internet, I don't pay no mind. And somebody will see this and come back and say exactly what I said. But they talk. They got a relationship, man. They got a relationship. So I can't answer that. When Tank comes talk to Calvin, it is what it is, you know? If that's the case.
As attention turns to Davis's future, the analyst sees Jose Benavidez Sr. as an interesting and unexpected addition to his training setup. Instead of making quick judgments, he believes the move could give Davis a chance to make small but useful changes to his skills and overall approach. At the same time, he acknowledges that it is still too early to know exactly how much of a role Benavidez Sr. will have going forward.
Benavidez Sr., that's an interesting pick. I wouldn't have thought that would have been the person he would be training with, honestly. You know, a lot of people talking about Cunningham, you know, going back with him. Because some people say that was the best version of Tank when he was with Cunningham. You know, but Benavidez Sr., hey, he got his son, David, Mexican Monster. You know, him and Tank were kind of cool. Tank, he's been on Tank undercard a couple times. Tank said he would actually be on David Benavidez undercard. He would do that for David. He'd do a solid for David. So it's interesting to see any type of tweaks Senior might be able to put for Tank for his skill set, and see what David might be able to steal from Tank. Also, especially if they're working together, they train at the same time or not. But it's more to come on that. I don't know if he'll be a lead trainer for him or if it's just, you know, he might be just working on right now.
Meanwhile, Showbiz the Adult believes Jose Benavidez Sr. could be a strong match for Davis's style. He suggests that working together could bring new tactical ideas and useful adjustments to Davis's approach inside the ring. If the reported partnership moves forward, Showbiz believes it could be an interesting development worth keeping an eye on.
Getting coached by the Benavidez's, they definitely know how to punch you open, then counter. I think Gervonta Tank Davis made a very headsy choice to try Jose Benavidez Sr., and it looks like they're excited about welcoming Gervonta Tank Davis to the team.
10. Taking the conversation further, Sean Porter believes familiarity and trust could be major factors behind Davis's reported decision. In his view, choosing a training team is not only about improving technique or making tactical changes. Feeling comfortable, understood, and confident in the environment can also play a major role in helping an elite fighter perform at his highest level.
I feel like there's some comfort there.
Is that what it is?
I feel like that's what it is. I feel like there's some
They
comfort
both
there.
killers.
He's down in Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Miami, yeah.
It's Washington,
Yeah, he's between
Seattle, Washington, Florida, Arizona,
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Be everywhere?
Yeah. Which might match the lifestyle of Gervonta Davis, you know.
Yeah, surprising to see it. I think, but I feel like he's comfortable with Jose. And just telling y'all what I know, sometimes that's all it takes. Whatever's gonna get this light flip up, turned on, and keep it on, sometimes it's comfort. I just need somebody that I feel comfortable with, that I can be myself with, and that, you know, when I'm ready to move, they moving. When they ready to move, I'm moving. I feel like he thinks he has that with Jose.
On the other hand, Sean Zittel is questioning the latest developments between Davis and Calvin Ford. He points out that Ford has stood by Davis and supported him throughout much of his career, which makes the current situation difficult for him to understand. From Zittel's perspective, their long history together raises even more questions about why the relationship appears to be changing now.
Calvin built you from scratch. He has always went to bat for you, even when you make it very hard for someone to go to bat for you with all the you put you yourself and your fan base through and the boxing world through, and Calvin's always tried to say the right things to not offend you. But hey.
Thomas Lamanna believes Calvin Ford has been a major part of Davis's development since the early stages of his career. While he acknowledges that there may be valid reasons behind the reported changes, Lamanna is still not convinced that the direction being discussed is the best fit for Davis. In his view, Ford's long-standing role makes any major change worth questioning.
Calvin Ford is Tank's guy.
Built him from scratch.
I remember when Barry Hunter had Tank. He ain't look too good. Calvin, he kept Calvin in the corner, but he ain't look too good. I think Calvin is his guy. I don't think now, unless they had some weird maybe they split. Maybe Calvin didn't like what he was hearing, what was going on, and maybe personally he didn't want to be involved with it. I don't know. I'm speculating crazy, so let me just, I want to dead all that. I damn sure don't think Jose Benavidez is a good fit. If you're going to switch, man, you go to the Robert Garcias.
Building on the discussion, Thomas Lamanna and Sean Zittel shift attention away from training techniques and toward the leadership inside Davis's camp. They believe the bigger concern could be the lack of structure and accountability around him. In their view, having a stronger and more authoritative figure in the team could help provide clearer direction and keep Davis focused as he moves forward.
With all due respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, John David Jackson had Kovalev in his prime, did right by, did whatever he did for Bernard, currently trains Clarissa. We're talking Gervonta Davis. We're talking.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good personality.
We're talking big boy shit. Like,
yeah.
That's an elite level guy. And by the way, Benavidez Senior. Listen, you see what he like. David Benavidez is who he is, highest of the high, elite of the elite.
Looking ahead, Shakur Stevenson believes his rivalry with Davis has reached a different level. He feels the relationship between them has changed, making their long-discussed showdown even more important. From Stevenson's perspective, the shift in their dynamic has added extra meaning to a fight that fans have been waiting to see for years.
On Twitter that he will fight me, so it sounds like his tone is changing. Honestly, I think he may not admit it, but I think he got a lot of respect for me as a fighter, which is why I think he's planning on leaving the game. He plans on fighting me as his last fight on his way out the door. That's why I don't think, even right now when you see him negotiate, he's trying to negotiate with Devin, but there has not been no real negotiation with me. So I think maybe his respect for me as a fighter, what I've been saying for years, he may not want to admit it. I'm the guy that's going to admit it. We are the two guys that's the best in the sport, and our destinies is calling each other to fight each other. So I think I will be his last fight for sure.
Offering his prediction, Alexander Usyk gives Shakur Stevenson the advantage in both of the major matchups being discussed. He believes Stevenson's well-rounded skills could give him the edge against both Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis. Usyk's view further highlights his confidence in Stevenson and his ability to succeed against the biggest names in the division.
Shakur and Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis, who wins? Shakur versus Devin Haney?
I think Shakur.
And Shakur versus Gervonta.
From another point of view, Gary Russell Jr. believes Davis is at his most vulnerable when opponents avoid standing directly in front of him. He argues that smart movement, constant changes in angle, and staying unpredictable can make it harder for Davis to control the pace and create his best opportunities.
I think Tank is a good fighter, but he's more of a flat-footed fighter. He's flat-footed. He needs to plant to really get his punches off and stuff like that. Anyone that's going to box and have lateral movement it's going to make it a little difficult for him.
Taking his argument a step further, Gary Russell Jr. picks Shakur Stevenson to beat Davis if they eventually meet. He believes Stevenson's technical discipline, sharp movement, and ability to manage distance would allow him to control the fight. Russell feels that style could slowly take away Davis's biggest strengths and make it difficult for him to find clean opportunities. Because of that, he expects the matchup to be more of a tactical chess match than an all-out shootout.
And even Tank fighting a Shakur, I still lean towards a Shakur. It'll be boring as hell. It'll be boring as fuck. Shakur will move. He's not going to take any risks, but he's going to put that stick on Tank ass. He's going to touch him whenever he wants, move, get out the way. And yeah, it wouldn't be too much going on. I think they'll both beat Tank in a very long, boring fight.
Looking at the potential Davis-Stevenson fight from another angle, Richardson Hitchens believes the matchup has become more favorable for Shakur. He acknowledges that Davis remains an extremely talented fighter, but believes facing a skilled technician like Stevenson would demand more adjustments and tactical options from him. In Hitchens' view, the styles now appear to give Stevenson a bigger advantage than they did in the past.
It's like, I think Tank will have to give up a lot to beat Shakur because Shakur gonna keep them feet on him. And you gotta gamble against the feet. You can't just go there and box and think you're gonna beat him, as Teofimo found out. You gotta gamble with them feet, because you don't gamble with them feet, he's gonna beat you all night. He's comfortable being on that back leg and being smart about it. He's comfortable rather tattoo you all night long. He ain't gotta knock you out. He's comfortable just popping you all night long, and that's a good thing. So I think it's very difficult for anybody to beat him that don't know or is not willing to gamble and sacrifice to try to beat him.
Roy Jones Jr. believes Gervonta Davis would need a completely different game plan against Shakur Stevenson than he uses against most opponents. He points to Stevenson's movement, defense, and ability to avoid clean shots as major challenges. In Jones's view, Davis cannot simply wait for the perfect opening. He would need to take smart, calculated risks and be more aggressive if he wants to have success in the fight.
Like, I really still feel like that. Like, when it comes to the boxing shit, like, I feel like Tank is super talented, 50-50 at that time. Now, I don't know. After all these drugs and shit the nigga been doing, I don't know how his body is. The nigga don't even throw no punches in fights. You feel me? Niggas sit around, he lay on his back feet and wait to land the left hand. That's all he doing. Niggas is hip to that. You know about, you gotta get in a bag, get in the gym and diverse your bag. Nigga, you got dumb rich having a strong left hand. The nigga got the same left hand as Deontay Wilder have the right hand, but bro, niggas is on to that. The levels go up.
Roy Jones Jr. believes Shakur Stevenson has the strongest footwork among the fighters being discussed. He says Stevenson's movement already gives opponents serious problems, while also noting that there is still room for him to improve. Jones believes that if Stevenson continues sharpening his footwork and movement, he could become an even tougher opponent to defeat.
Look for it. Does he have the best feet, Shakur?
To me, of the group, yes.
Yeah.
Of the group fight now, yes, without a question.
And that could be the difference.
Now, he don't use him he don't maximize it. He use him good. But like I told him before, there's a couple other things he can do. And he is tightened up on some glad to see that too. So he's gotten a lot better than what he was with. So, and when he start mastering what he's doing now, he's gonna be more powerful.
Even so, Zab Judah believes Davis may be carefully planning his next move. He suggests that instead of rushing back into the spotlight, Davis could be waiting for the right opportunity to put himself in the strongest possible position before announcing his return. In Judah's view, the patience may be intentional and part of a larger strategy, rather than a sign that Davis is simply inactive.
I'll say come back to 2028. Put everybody everybody get back on the couch, and then out of nowhere pop up, ready to go. Why do you think he's over there with the Benavidez? You think he's over there with them just to? Come on, bro. You know they don't do no bullshit. They gonna when they train for something, you know. But it's very smart on his part to like, oh no, I'm not gonna fight this year, everybody. And everybody, oh, okay, take your hat off, relax, honey, get the ice cream out. You know what I'm saying? And then check the mail. Oh, it's a contract from Gervonta Davis. You have 30 days or 60 days to go. You're like, oh shit, I gotta take it. We need it. And then it's too late, you know? So
Jay Prince
like I said, Gervonta is very smart. He's very smart. He has a lot of, you know what I'm saying, strategy. And it's part of the game, guys. It's been going on forever.
Adding to that, Greg Hackett sees a potential fight between Shakur Stevenson and Davis as a defining test for both fighters. He believes their contrasting styles, combined with the huge attention surrounding the matchup, could make it one of the biggest events in boxing. However, Hackett remains unsure whether the fight will actually happen, leaving its future uncertain.
And that would be the ultimate test at this point. I mean, there's nobody else punching like him around, really. I mean, it's some punchers, but I don't think nobody punching like him. And then it's nobody, it's nobody with a, I don't know. I think that when you just mix them two, man, with all the shit they got going on in the media, when you say they fighting, man, they gonna take over for however long the camp lasts and promotion and all that. They gonna be holding it down. But I just don't see it happening.
Bernie believes one particular matchup could completely change the conversation around Davis. In his view, the long-awaited fight has become the defining test of Davis's career, with the potential to silence some of the criticism surrounding him and finally deliver the matchup many fans have been demanding.
That's the fight that's gonna stop the world. So, if that fight happens, then all is forgiven. And hopefully they can do that. But, like I say, he's taking a lot of backlash for not fighting Devin. He's taking a lot of backlash for that. Because that's the super fight. That's his super fight. If he can't get Tank, that's his super fight. And honestly, he deserves it more.
Whether this is truly the end of one of boxing's most recognizable partnerships or simply the start of a new chapter remains to be seen. With potential blockbuster fights against Stevenson and other top-level opponents still possible, Davis's next decision could have a major impact on the rest of his career. Do you believe separating from Calvin Ford is the right move for Davis, or could it turn out to be a costly mistake? Share your thoughts in the com.